And one of the most critical mistakes that small businesses make is they often want to look big. And so they don't really tell the story of who they are and why they're passionate about what they do. And yet it's the advantage you have over your large competitors. So we call it putting a face on the anything at the bottom. It'll just be the regular footer. Mm-hmm. You need to have a very clear what the next step is, a button there that takes you to the next page. That's the next part of the story, because we want to control that customer journey. And so if you just do that, if you do a better job of telling the story for your business, and then accomplishing the number one thing we want, because right now sales is really all about micro commitments, and we're way past the day when somebody just finds you and picks up the phone and calls you. So the very first thing we want after they've gotten that story is we want to capture their email address, and we want to put them in a nurturing campaign so that we get to tell them over whatever your sales cycle is. Over the next 60 days, we want to be able to tell them the full story of who you are and what you do. Mm-hmm. And so if you just put those things together, you'd be amazed at how much low-hanging fruit there is out there of people who are already coming to you and need what you do.
Yeah, it's amazing. You also talk about leveraging the one form of marketing that really works, and that's word of mouth. And I think that's often overlooked as well.
Yeah, and we're in such a huge advantage in this digitally connected age. I mean, you talk about word of mouth and you think of it as this thing that, well, it just happens. Like, we need to have really good client service and then people will turn around and talk about us, which is true. And if you have any level of referrals coming in today, then that means you've already done the really hard work of taking care of your clients. So now we want to amplify the effect of that. And if we take that insight perspective-driven approach, we call it social currency. We want to give people a reason to talk about us. Mm-hmm. So that audience of every client, every prospective client, everybody in your network, if you're constantly feeding them social currency, you'll get additional referrals that never would have happened because somebody is connecting with someone on LinkedIn and talking about the very issue that you solve. And because you've been feeding them this steady diet that shows off your thought leadership in this area, it suddenly creates a referral that wouldn't have happened otherwise. So we've just found that amplifying word of mouth is the most effective kind of marketing that you can do.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. We've done a really good job being disciplined and staying away from the virus and all the aspects of that. But just curious what your advice is for your team and the people around you in your world this week and as we look to the coming weeks, how to conduct ourselves in business to take advantage of this time that we have.
Yeah, so this is a time when we need really great leaders. And if you're running a business, if you're a manager, then you're a leader, and you need to help people through this. We have a lot of people that are gonna really struggle with this because of the kind of service job that they have. It's going to be tough for a lot of our businesses, but at the same time, it's going to create new opportunity. And so the worst thing you can do is close down. We're going to be under lockdown, but that doesn't mean we're closed down. There is great opportunity for your business in this time, but you have to be looking for it. You have to be brainstorming. This is the worst time to run scared. You've got to be a leader and show people how to keep moving. And it sounds a little crass, but it's to take advantage of the crisis. There's always new opportunity that comes out of challenges like this. And it's our job to find those and take advantage of them.
Yeah, my business mentor, David Meltzer, and somebody pointed out I mention him on every show, but why not? He says, look, money doesn't stop. People are still going to spend money somewhere, and it might as well be something that we're offering of value, especially during these times. I mean, we've been very fortunate in my household, and I know yesterday I spent time on Amazon buying some workout equipment to have shipped over to my house because the gym is closed down. So, in my search, if somebody was in their home office pushing out via eBay or Amazon a product that they're promoting that's in the health industry, I might have bought it. So now is a good time to hone your skills and focus at what you're great at, and maybe even come up with new creative ways. I love once in a while I listen to Gary Vee and his marketing tactics, and he's always talking about flipping stuff from swap meets or on eBay and stuff like that. But it's a fun way to bring in some extra cash for your family, or in these times, it could be the only way you're bringing in extra cash. So I appreciate your thoughts on that.
And this is the time to be an entrepreneur, and it's gonna force a lot of people to be entrepreneurs that maybe weren't contemplating it, but embrace it and run with it. Take advantage of it. Yeah.
Well, Bill, we appreciate your time. We're sitting at about 30 minutes right now. How can people find your company and connect with you? We talked about having a LinkedIn account. Are they looking at Bill Bice, or do you have some extensions to that?
Yeah, that's just look me up on LinkedIn. You'll see us demonstrating exactly what we recommend that you do in your business. You of course can find our website at boomtime.com. This is the perfect time to. So many companies pull back on their marketing when there's a challenge, and what you see over and over again is the companies that really focus on their marketing, because it's easier to break through with everybody else pulling back. Those are the companies that really succeed. So this is a great time for you to really figure out what the right strategy is for your marketing and commit to it. I've started a podcast now that's the B2B word of mouth marketing podcast, where we just lay out exactly what we have learned, and you can see there from following the data what really works and put it to work in your business.
Yeah, and by the way, the rates are dropping big time right now. As you suggested, big companies are pulling out, or people are pulling out. So now is a good time to be advertising and taking advantage of some of those rates going down, and or a larger reach on your social media ads. So great advice. Well, Bill, we appreciate your time and what you're doing over at Boomtime. Thank you so much for your advice for our listeners. And I know you've got it good out there in New Mexico, so I'm going to wish you the best as you are working from home.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. It's been fun.
Thanks. Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.